Qi Men Dun Jia, destiny reading and Bazi reading, which is the best? Comparatively, in this aspect, both are two different school of thoughts, and because of that, a lot of people who have learned Bazi itself under these four pillars, the Bazi, that means they're using the pillars to decide and decipher the information, and usually we are looking at the hour, the day, month, and the year, every single pillar with the different elements together to see what are the information given by clashing, harmony, producing, so on and so forth. So all this will give us a certain ideas of what is it about in the Bazi destiny. But in the eyes of Qi Men Dun Jia, this will be very focused not in the four pillars. They use the day stamp, information about the day stamp within the stamp itself, look at where is the palace located, and then from there you decipher further based on the doors, stars, and gods, together with the heavenly stamp and the earthly stamp. And then they see the combination itself within the palaces itself, that means the trigrams, the trigrams, the 8 trigrams itself. Then from there we see the information at that point of time. And then within the box to box, palace to palace, between the career, marriages, wealth, health, business, so on and so forth, in terms of relationships, to see a big picture of whether this person is going to be good in that area. So there's a lot of complication in this aspect when we compare Bazi and this Qi Men Dun Jia destiny reading. And many people, they don't know that Qi Men Dun Jia can use for destiny reading. But people who knows it, apparently when they compare to Bazi reading, it's like one is very beginner in terms of Bazi. Yes, you can go inside further, you can expand further, but it's still within the four pillars. That means based on the four pillars, you expand further, into the first layer and then the second layer. Yes, you may, but it's still based on the four pillars. Once the four pillar information is restricted, even if you however expand it, it's still going to be restricted. Information is still very limited. Yes, you can always craft a new story behind it, but it's still within the four pillars. But in the eyes of Qi Men destiny reading, it is just based on one stem itself, and then expand further into few different boxes, few different symbols. So the symbols itself within the life of a person under this Qi Men Dun Jia destiny reading. There are a total of, on the surface, there will be a total of 6 different set of character of a person. If you go further, it becomes 8 different set of character. That means this is more to advanced level in terms of destiny reading. But apparently, even if you just based on 6 different character of the person, you can see when 6 different set of character combine together, it become a different thing altogether. And with the 6 different character, I combine with the 2 other stamp together, it become another different dimension in terms of information. So the details and the sharpness of Qi Men Dun Jia, it is so nitty-gritty that sometimes we can see the depth of the whole thing. We're not talking about general whereby, okay, we have 10 different set of information and then you belong to group 1, group 2, or group 3. No, it's more than that. It can divide into thousands and thousands of different dimensions. The question is how far you can go into, and how deep you want to go into, and how much time you want to spend on it. You see, so it can be so well detailed whereby it can be so precise. The thing about character reading in terms of destiny reading, or whether you call it Bazi, that means we want to understand the person's character, the destiny, what is going to happen next time. The keyword is next time. When we want to know what is going to happen next time, it's going to be very, very important to know the details and the sharpness. Once we know the details and sharpness, we're able to pinpoint what is going to happen on the dot. That can be very, very powerful and yet dangerous, because, or even we call it scary. When bad things is going to happen, we know that what's going to happen, in terms of percentage. 90%, 95% of this thing will happen. For example, a car accident, maybe we will fall down, the kind of thing. How can we prevent it? or how can we reduce the impact? Prevention, I would say, is not very possible, but we can reduce the impact. For example, we have this case whereby last year this injury door was activated, and I purposely do certain things in terms of activity. I'm not talking about feng shui items, I'm talking about praying to any other direction, no such things. I'm not focusing on that. I'm focusing on the activity I do. That means normal work activity I do, I put my effort into something else whereby it still triggers the injury door, but apparently it reduced the impact. I still fall down. I still have a minor incident whereby my knee was hurt. But because of my activity in the other side of the story that still triggered the injury door, my injury door was not supposed to have a major accident. My accident was supposed to be very huge, but because I intentionally changed the direction. You see, so that's where we can base on the activity to change the direction of what is going to happen for a person's life. And I use this method for many of my students as my customers, and apparently it works for most of them. Of course, that's also one thing. Having a direction on what to do, we must do the activity. Some people, they don't do the activity, then I can't do much on that. Okay, so much so is that thanks for sharing and thanks for listening to this what I'm saying today. And then please continue to watch my video, and then ciao, see you again.